Welcome back to Brashenomics. Today is certainly a day we're talking about, the Seahawks, and nothing better than my friend Charles Tobin here when it comes to Seahawks, who, welcome.
Thank you.
You like those new jerseys, buddy?
Yeah, they're pretty good. There's a couple weird things going on, but other than that, I think they're pretty stylish.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And you know style, so that would do it.
I think I signed up for, getting the jerseys when they come out on April 26th. So
nice.
I'll be getting one.
Nice. I will be getting one too. And hopefully we don't make big mistakes because, you hate to get that player's jersey who doesn't make the team, who we all know people who do that. But, we're not here totally to talk about Seahawks here, although we could continue on and on. But I want to talk to you more about just the insurance industry. You've spent a lot of time in the insurance world as a President's Club member for AAA Washington, the same company that takes care of you when you breaks down. So they've kind of been in that insurance world for a long time. What are some of those big mistakes people are making when they're shopping for insurance?
I think initially when people come to me via the internet or a phone call, they often don't come fully prepared. I think they've been kind of brainwashed with all the advertising of late saying, just, call us for a quick quote. It's really easy. But it's really not. There's a lot of details and factors that go into getting a really good quote and solid numbers. Some of those things are, not knowing your current liability limits, maybe on your auto. For instance, if you have like the lowest the state offers, state minimum, 25, 50, which we've talked about before. If you have that and you call and shop around, you're not going to get the preferred rates that you would if you had higher limits. So that's a big one.
So the cheaper, that you think you're going bottom of the barrel, but really you end up paying more because you're almost like an irresponsible insured person.
Yeah, that's kind of the way they treat you. It's kind of, they give you this, lashing for having bad insurance. So I always tell people if they do have that, just increase it, and then we'll shop you as if you have these limits instead.
And then you end up, so that's certainly one big one. What are some other big mistakes people make, or what could people do, I guess, to save when they're calling somebody like you to save money on their insurance? What are some of the questions that they should be asking, or what should they know before they call?
I guess, really maybe take the time to get your policy declaration page out, which is your summary, so you can, provide your VIN numbers or your date of births if you don't know your kid's date of births or your wife's. I've had that a lot of times. It's kind of funny. It's like you put them on the spot. But, so that having those details really helps. Also knowing, when your last ticket or accident was, that's a big one because a lot of people, they forget a bad thing. Something bad happens. Oh, I forgot when that happened. It didn't happen. But really it happened 2 years ago and it's affecting your rates. And those are good things to know ahead of time so I'm quoting you correctly.
Otherwise, you end up thinking you think you're going to get something that you're really not even buying. You're trying to buy filet and you buy spam.
Yeah, and sometimes it comes back to honesty. The person probably just thinks you're not going to check. I don't know, but we do check. We have to make sure that the record's clear or you're not going to get that rate.
Do you find people being dishonest about the details?
Sometimes, and I think maybe just because they aren't fully aware of all the things that we need. Do they actually own the house or are they renting? That's another common one that I think is kind of funny because
they don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I've had especially internet quotes that come in, you get like maybe a 23, 24, 25-year-old, no knock on you guys, but sometimes they will say, yes, I own the house, but really it's their parents that own the house. And I can look that up on the assessor's website.
Well, that doesn't sound so much like a lie as maybe a misunderstanding.
Exactly, but they have to know.
Right.
And they you really have to be precise.
I thought you meant there's a renter out there. It's like, no, I own it.
No. Sometimes that happens.
So then, once somebody maybe goes through this, they know about their current coverage. They know their history. They know if they own the house or not. Then is there an element of what responsibility then lies on them? To make sure that they're getting the right thing. You
mean as far as them?
They should follow up with you. I guess they need to make sure it's accurate. It's kind of like garbage in, garbage out, right?
Yeah, you're right. And I'm sure everyone deals with that real estate mortgage. It's call and get a quote, and then you never hear from them again. It's really important to follow up and make sure it's accurate. you know, because sometimes insurance agents like myself, I'll try and improve your coverage and make it better. And sometimes it's cheaper, but I don't really know unless I hear back from you, because I don't always ask, what are you paying? You know, I'm trying not to sell on price so much, because I know we have competitive prices already. So it's really important to follow up and just make sure that the agent has it correct. And, you know, then it's your decision from there.
We're here with Charles Tobin, agent with AAA Washington Insurance. Charles, what about saving money then? I mean, everybody wants to save money. Mm-hmm. They want to make sure their quote is accurate. Are there big discounts that people get?
Yeah, there's one that comes to mind that is really starting to show up with a lot of different companies. It's called the advanced shopping discount. So you typically get your renewals for your home and your auto and whatnot about 30 days in advance. So that's a good time to start calling, because a lot of companies will give you a discount if you shop within 7 or 10 days of your renewal. And it can be anywhere from 8 to 10% savings.
Well, and is that just to make sure they know you're shopping now? It's almost a retention type thing?
Yeah, it's I can't really explain it that well, but it's just kind of like a boost to get you in the door, I guess. You know, hey, you're doing your due diligence, you're shopping early, good for you. We're going to give you a discount.
I like it. I like it.
Other common discounts, you know, your alarm on your home or your auto.
Because car alarms, I mean, that's something people pay attention to now when those go off, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you get discounts for it. So, good student discount if you have a young driver in the household that has above a 3.0 GPA. Or maybe they're away at school and they don't have a car, you can get an away student discount. AAA member discount. If you're a AAA member, you didn't know we did insurance, then you probably should get a quote, because that's another savings right there. Sorry, I just had to throw that in.
No, I mean, I think, but I mean, I think that's a great thing to think about. I wasn't kidding when I said earlier, AAA has kind of been in the insurance game for a long time. They've been insuring, I don't know how many drivers out there, but they're insuring your car breaking down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, since 1927, we've been doing insurance.
Right. So I don't know how many people out there right now have AAA insurance they've been able to count on for their car breaking down and getting the tow truck or the gallon of gas or the flat tire. Mm-hmm. But this is just kind of another arm of that, really.
Yeah. And we don't really advertise. We just kind of leave it up to the insurance agents to make everyone aware.
Charles, we have to go to break in just a second. Talk about just some of those quick money-saving things people can do, whether they're with you or not.
Check your deductibles. Make sure they're higher, because you save money. Or if you have an older car, if it's less than $3,000 in value, I always take the collision off, the deductible, of course, because if you get in an accident and wreck the car, it's probably going to be totaled. You won't get very much for it anyways, and you're paying out that premium for no reason, essentially. Other quick ones, filing a claim on a small loss is usually not worth it. One of the biggest things that I tell people is when they call in and say, hey, I slid on the ice, you know, because we get snow now every year. They crashed their car or did damage to it, and no one else was hurt. It's just their car. Well, they have to realize that they're going to pay their deductible. It's going to be an at-fault accident, and their rates could go up for the next 3 years. So weigh that with how much it costs to fix your car. So I would say just get a deductible, or not a deductible, get an estimate on repairing your car first.
Well, and it really sounds like you have to work with your agent who can guide you through, look, you don't need to turn this in.
Yeah.
This is not a good financial idea.
Yeah. And of course you have the right to, but I'm here to kind of just let you know this is what happens when you do.
Well, Charles, thanks so much for joining us again. That's Charles Tobin, President's Club Award winner with AAA Washington Insurance. When we come back, geez, you know, you don't just protect your car, you protect your house. You also protect your investment properties if you have one. Jared Frazier is going to join us, and we're going to discuss why it is so important to protect it and maintain a house that you're renting out. My name is Ben Brash, and that was Charles Tobin. You're listening to Brashenomics.